People say, oh my God, how can you do that? Doesn't it hurt? Are you so crazy? I would never do that. And my response always is, if you had told me 5 years ago I'd be on the receiving end of more than one bee sting at a time and happy about it, I would have told you you were crazy too. But circumstances change things, you know? Life changes, so.
I have my own beehive, so I used to order my bees through the mail. I know they did not like delivering those bees because they would come 3 and 4 days late and half of them are dead. So I got my own beehive. My father and my brothers brought it down here and put it in my backyard.
My mother called and said, Phil, which is a friend of hers, he's a beekeeper, she said, Phil wants to know if you'd like to get a bee sting and see what it does for your MS. And I said, Mom, a bee sting? What is a bee sting going to do for me? I said, why don't you step on me with an elephant? I mean, you know, right?
I had night sweats. I would wake up and my hair would be drenched, my body would be drenched.
I was freezing cold to the bone. I just felt like my bones were made of ice.
My whole lower half of my body was totally numb. I had a burn spot right here that felt like somebody took an iron and just touched it.
My vision was shot. I mean, I couldn't tell a male from a female, black from white. Couldn't see if you were bearded or wearing glasses.
I had no inner energy and I had no physical energy. I just was drained. And of course, you know, depression comes because, you know, here I was up and walking and talking and now I'm just in the bed.
I couldn't roll over in bed, couldn't sit up, couldn't wiggle a toe. I was considered a breathing corpse.
Multiple sclerosis is a disease where the body's immune response directs itself against the tissues of the nervous system.
Doctors, they don't like to come right out and say, oh, you got MS. It's sort of like a doctor coming out and saying, oh, you're going to die in 6 weeks. You know, they don't like to tell you that. They don't like to give you the bad news, especially because they don't have a pill.
Like you go to the doctor and it's like, well, just, you know, if there's nothing wrong, it's just like sit and wait for things to happen.
You have primary progressive MS, you know, they just turn around and walk away.
It's a disease where we don't know the etiology, the cause, and the treatments are not completely perfect.
When I first found out about honeybee stinging therapy, I was all for it. Although when my mother first approached me with the bee in her tweezers, it just was really scary. Okay. That felt really bad.
Once they lose their stinger, they're harmless. But I try to make sure that I
Put them out their misery.
put them out of their misery because they're nice bees and I don't like to see them suffer, so I just kill them quickly.
Thanks to using the bees for a whole year, I can control when I need to go to the bathroom. I don't get tired. I don't have to take naps. My body feels like it did before I was ever diagnosed with MS. The only thing that needs to have some maintenance done on it is my knees. That's my only problem. And I told my doctor that, and he looked at my mother and said, "What do you think about your daughter thinking that she doesn't think anything's wrong with her?" And my mother, being the Christian woman she is, she said, we have a higher physician that we follow who knows more about the body than you, and we're doing the bee stings.
We know that she's going to walk again. And the bees, that's just her avenue of healing for that.
For the past 5 or 6 years, our agency's been inundated with calls, letters, emails about people asking about bee venom therapy.
The Multiple Sclerosis Association of America decided that they would like to fund a study to really establish one way or the other whether this was an effective therapy.
The MSA-funded study at Georgetown University will involve 16 people with progressive MS receiving 2 injections of bee venom per week for 1 year.
Have you been neurologically stable over the last year? Have you experienced any worsening of any symptoms? In June of '97, we had a press conference here at Georgetown with the MSAA, and I was inundated with calls from around the country, actually from around the globe. I was actually contacted by a lot of practitioners who use bee venom, physicians, for instance, who didn't want to let it become public knowledge that they do this, but I had one physician in particular that I recall very vividly who told me that he has been using bee venom for 15 years. And when I asked him, in what kind of conditions do you use it, he said, any inflammatory condition that doesn't respond to conventional treatment.
The method of use of bee venom is an ancient one. It goes back to antiquity.
Most of the citations that you read, quote Aristotle, Hippocrates, and Pliny as the early users of bee venom, predominantly for arthritic conditions. There were reports that Charlemagne used it for gout. All right, Daryl, remember this is the 9-hole peg test that I'd just like you to perform. It's a test of hand-eye coordination, fine motor coordination. And the object of it is to place the peg in the hole. And if you could use your dominant hand to start with.
That was in there. Fell out. The day I was diagnosed with MS, I had 12 pair of skis hanging on my wall. I was big into sports. I love sports. I played football, any kind of pickup game I could get into. These fit in the hole, right?
Yes, sir. Excellent, excellent.
If I get this one in, that's 3 in a row and I win.
Give you the door prize. All right.
3!
All right. Good job.
How long?
2:30.
Well, I would like to get better. If this would do it, I'm willing to, be a participant in that study.
I find myself in a position of a rather tenuous position in which I have to play the role of an objective researcher. And yet, on the other hand, I'm dealing with people. I'm dealing with lives. I'm dealing with feelings, and I'm dealing with I'm dealing with hopefulness that is, in some senses, frightening.
Now, my family, they've been living up in Spokane since 1975. My dad moved up there from Omaha, Nebraska, which that's where L.A. was born.
I was born.
Oh, my gosh. We came out here in September 97. And then it was put on hold by the FDA. And so this time we've been out here since
It was wait.
So this time we've been out here since January this year, 99.
And we are waiting.
We are waiting.
I came out on my birthday, July 31st, 1997. And since then, I have been waiting and waiting and waiting.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been doing a real good job of that. That's one thing you learn with MS, is how to wait.
What'd you do?
LA, what do you hope to gain from this study?
That I will be able to walk again.
Okay. From age 8, she wanted to be an attorney. Never changed her mind. Never changed her mind. I have friends that used to come when they would get like down about what they're going to do, their purpose. They come talk to LA just to hear her expound on that she's going to be an attorney.
An attorney.
You know, LA law. That's what got her started. It was her first semester junior year at University of Michigan, where it got a little challenging. So she called and she was like, "Mom, come and get me. I can't do this anymore." It took away all of our plans and hopes. She's 25. I thought we'd be doing a lot of hanging together in a different way than we are mother-daughter instead of caretaker. Sometimes people with a terminal illness, not good, but there's some in. With this, just every day, something can go. And a lot of times I don't think about all that. But it's tough, I think. A debilitating condition. Because you lose a little bit. All the time. Excuse me. It's kind of like you mourn. It's like a mourning. And it's hard to have to mourn things all the time. It's better when you can have some kind of end to it. And I do see this bee venom study as a possibility to an end of some of the mourning.
Let me stop so I can pet you guys. You guys are gonna.
You want to stretch them out for me, Dad?
Not you, Pat.
I forgot. That's okay. I'll just try that.
Yeah, they ain't gonna.
They're not gonna let me have some therapy. Come on, dude.
I think you've changed a lot, Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm more patient.
That's right. I think you
I
see
see
life
through a different
Thank you.
different eyes.
You see life through a different eye. I just don't
More
know how to put it.
compassionate.
Yeah, I won't go all. I
More
can't put it in.
patient.
I didn't have to think about it. In it.
You have to think about
No,
how
Charlotte.
wonderful I am.
Yeah, that's why I say she become better. I got to know her as a daughter, you know. And I got to know myself a little better too. I got patience that I thought I didn't have. Yeah. So.
Oh, no, I know. I use my body the next time. I discovered Pat Wagner through my mother, who was looking on the internet about bee stings. And that's what started me off.
I sting people every Monday and Friday on an official basis, but people are here every day. I've probably stung over 12,000 people now. I don't charge. I do accept donations, and people give me all kinds of donations. Some money, some people give me homemade bread or, you know, things. But no, I don't charge, but, well, I do kind of. I sort of demand a hug and a kiss. But, you know, that's it. I just want people to be well. That's it. That's all I want them to do.
Coming over here to get bee sting therapy is as much a social event as a therapeutic event, because we all share the experience together, and we share what we've been doing and how we're feeling, and the results and all the good news.
First of all, here's the damn dog.
Oh yes, thank you. And where's the little fan? We got the fanner right here. Oh, there we go. Here's the fan man.
Fan man.
We have a little damn it doll, because the stings do hurt, you know. So you squeeze the damn it doll. Well, okay. So I guess
You got the tingling in your face now?
no, not at the moment.
But you
I
wanna
feel
work
pretty good. Just
You
yeah.
wanna work on that.
Oh yes, definitely. We always go for the neck.
Love those next things.
Ooh, little Dolly's good.
Y'all by yourselves?
Yeah.
That's good.
Good. Give him some lessons, Pat.
They rate very high on crash
Well, hi there. How you doing? College student.
good seeing you again.
Hi.
Hi, Stella. How you doing?
I'm good. What are you doing? Can I sit here?
Well, actually, for the first 3 years, I had nothing, no symptoms or anything. And then when I was 16, I was living in Germany at the time, and I got very sick. And when you're 16 and in high school, you know, you don't want to stop and think about things like that, because that's just not something that a teenager should have to deal with, you know, and it was hard. I hid it for a long time because I was so young, and I didn't want my friends to feel differently about me because I was young, and I wanted to live my life, you know. I didn't want to know what could possibly happen to me. I just wanted to live and have friends and go out on dates and, you know, but toilet paper houses.
You've gotten caught.
All that fun stuff,
There have been
you
some
know?
major changes in Kelly's situation.
Stop, you haven't been stung yet.
No?
Okay, right there.
You think it's sore now?
Hello, hello, hello.
You rolled me.
Leave that thing down there.
See, I can be nice.
Glory to God.
We know that the bees are not a cure for MS, but they're the best thing out there, and they give them the most help that of anything else.
When I came today, I had a double vision. She just stung me, and it's already starting to have a good reaction. It's not so much doubling over here. You don't have two heads. You don't look like a Picasso. You would have looked a little like a Monet and a Picasso together. Now I think you're getting to be more like a Gainsborough, a little clarity there.
Medical science has come so far, but probably everything we need to cure everything is here on the earth anyway.
There's nothing really that medical science can offer us that we can hold on to and say that this could help us get better. There's not even that. So I guess it's back to nature for us.
I'm hoping for something wonderful to happen. I mean, I don't know. When there's no hope left, you know, you try anything to get better, and so I'm trying.
See, he thinks I'm about to play now. What you want, Stinky? This really feels good. I hate to sit down. I really do. I told my mother, I said, Mom, when that day comes, I am going to be like Forrest Gump and walk all around the world. Yep.
This film is sponsored in part by the Multiple Sclerosis Association of America.